Brian, a couple of very disappointing bits of news, and the first one, the FA Youth Cup, we've been disqualified. What's the situation?
Basically, how that's come about is that we played a player in the Youth Cup match last week against Evesham who was slightly over age. Now, the reasoning behind that is that the player's a third-year scholar. We have special dispensation for him to be a third-year scholar. He plays in the EFL Youth Alliance, and therefore our youth academy checked with the FA the day before the game to see if he would also be eligible to play in an under-18 competition by the way of the FA Youth Cup. Explained that he was a third-year scholar, explained that he was over age, and the advice given by the competitions department in the FA was if he's eligible for the EFL Youth Alliance under 18, he was eligible for the FA Youth Cup. So having got that clarification, the player played in the 3-0 victory, and since then we've had a charge, and obviously since that period we've put their evidence together expecting common sense to prevail and a bit of honesty and integrity from the FA, which obviously hasn't come out. The story seemed to change from the people in the FA to actually what happened. We all know what happened. We know we asked the question. We explained that at a hearing this morning, that we actually did the right thing. We went to the FA competitions department. We asked the question. We asked if the right person as well, one of the three people involved in the FA Youth Cup, to clarify if the player was eligible. And to be honest with you, I can't really fault the youth guys because they've done the right thing. They've gone and asked the question to check if he is eligible, because whether they've the same dispensation that they do in the EFL Youth Alliance. They were given that yes, he is, because he can play in the EFL Youth Alliance, played the player, and now we've been punished. We've now got 20 odd under 18 players who now are playing probably in their biggest competition, who are out of the competition through no fault of their own, and in my opinion through no fault of ours either. We've been given the wrong information from the competitions department of the FA, who have now hidden behind the rules and said that they didn't say this. So it's really disappointing that our own governing body can't be honest and truthful.
So basically, they've gone back on a decision that they earlier made.
They've actually said that they didn't say he was overage. They admitted that they said that the word overage wasn't mentioned, which it clearly was, and we have witness statements because the whole conversation was in loudspeaker, so there were 3 people actually heard this being mentioned, which is even more disappointing. So it did mention overage, and it did mention third-year scholar. Third-year scholar, to be a third-year scholar, you would have to be overage. It's physically impossible to be a third-year scholar and not be overage because of the age bandings. But obviously the committee have decided to go with the FA member of staff, and we've been punished quite severely. And to be honest with you, it's even more disappointing that it's, they could have asked us to replay the game. They could have asked us, they could have fined us, but you know what? No, they've gone for a total elimination from the competition.
That's so disappointing because this is the premier competition for youth football.
Yeah.
We had a massive tie against Crewe coming up on Tuesday night, and everyone was looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm absolutely gutted for not only the boys but also the youth department as well. And as you say, it's a big competition for these young boys to play in the stadium on Tuesday night in front of the manager. Now it's not happening because of the wrong information given from the administration at the FA.
Another decision that's been made is that Ben Godfrey's red card hasn't been overturned. What are your thoughts on that?
I think we're all really disappointed with that as well, to be honest with you. We've taken a bit of a kicking from the FA this week. The red card appeal that went in for Ben, I think when you look at the footage and you slow it down to 25%, you can see that Ben actually gets the ball first. The opposition player slides in onto ground very, very early. Ben gets a touch on the ball. The ball then ricochets back off the Walsall player's foot and goes out of play. So I can actually understand from the referee's view in live action that he would think that the Walsall player actually got to the ball first and Ben had caught the player. That's actually not the case when you slow the footage down, which we hoped common sense would prevail. But no, they've turned that down as well and said they've upheld the referee's decision. But to me it seemed quite a very clear-cut case because he got to the ball first, and it was actually his other leg that any contact was made with the Walsall player. So yeah, that's another disappointment. We're still, to be honest, we were still waiting. They did say yesterday they would come back to us with the full reasons for why they upheld the decision. But 24 hours later, we're still waiting on that. They've said the decision today that they'll come back to us on Monday. They've also been too busy, obviously, in at the FA to give clubs decisions. and give understanding, so we've got an understanding of how they've come about with these decisions. But it absolutely baffles me the last 24 hours.
These processes are very disappointing, aren't they, for a club of our size?
Well, I've got to say that personally, I've lost a lot of faith in the FA today in the last 24 hours, just the way the process has been. I'm angry, of course I'm angry, but I'm angry that I expect everybody to show the same level of honesty and integrity that I would do myself, and for the national governing body not to show the same honesty is more than a bit disappointing.